We are doing some stuffed peppers for lunch today. So I've got my peppers boiling in some water here, just to soften them up. Just not too soft, just to soften them up just a little bit to take that crunch out of them before you bake them. And I've got some brown rice boiling to soften that up to mix in. And I've got my ground turkey defrosted, getting ready to throw that in and to cook as well. While my ground turkey is browning up and the rice is boiling, I'm just going to set my oven to 350, get that warming up. And I'm going to pull out my containers. I need 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 blue, and the pan that I'm going to bake them in. I use just a regular, you can use any pan, any baking pan. I have a special pan that it actually was, I think, like a meatloaf pan or something that I bought, one of those, the as seen on TV pans. It works really good if there's any drippings or whatever, and it has a little like shelf thing that I can lift the peppers right out. You don't need anything fancy. You can line it with tin foil. Works really, anything that works really well that you can toss them in the oven and bake them on. So while my turkey's been browning up, I have since pulled my green peppers out of the water because they've softened up enough. I grabbed my containers. I have my green, my yellow, my blue, and my red. I also have my seasoning mix that I mix up. I use chili powder, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, some black pepper, and some cumin, just a little bit of cumin because you have to be careful with that one. I prefer not to use salt because salt affects blood pressure and a whole bunch of different other things. So just my preference. If you were looking for some seasoning mixes to mix up on your own, check out Pinterest, or you can do a Google search, anything like that. I found one on Pinterest that I really like. I don't particularly measure things, so mine doesn't always come out tasting the same way every time, but that's okay. Mix it up a little bit. Try out different things that you like. You might find one that you really like. You might find something else that works different for you. You might change it up a little bit and say, okay, I need to change out that a little bit, or kind of tuck down this spice a little bit. And that's okay. You'll find something that has a good balance for you. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out my tomatoes that I'm going to put into the stuffed peppers. So I'm going to use diced tomatoes, and I'm just going to put them into my green container because diced tomatoes are a green. So I'm just going to fill my green container with the diced tomatoes. The other ones I'm just going to set aside. I'll use them in something else. Not a big deal. Now I have a bad habit of cooking for an army. So I usually brown up extra meat and I save it for another meal or whatever. So I've got my ground turkeys all finished up. It's all seasoned. So I'm just going to fill my red container. Fill it all the way to the top. Now these containers that I'm filling will fill both of these peppers. So 1 green, 1 yellow, and 1 red will stuff both of these peppers easily. So there's 1 red container full with that ground turkey. Same thing, rice is done now. So I'm going to take my yellow container with boil in the bag rice and just fill the yellow container with the rice. Just a little bit more there. Oven is heated up nicely now. There we go. Yellow container with rice. Got freshly shredded cheddar cheese, blue container, right here. So now I'm just going to take a bowl, mix everything together, and stuff the peppers. And you can hear my husband in the background, who is super awesome, who's cleaning up my mess. God bless him. So I've got the tomatoes and rice and meat all mixed together, and I'm just going to take them and stuff the peppers. And then we'll top them. We'll split the blue between the two. So each pepper is going to be 2 greens, half a yellow, and, excuse me, it's going to be 1.5 green, half a yellow, half a red, and half a blue. So I'm just going to continue stuffing them like so. Fill them to the top. Use all the stuffing. The peppers will continue to soften in the oven some. Here we go. You may have a little bit extra of the stuffing. That's okay. Feel free to munch on it while they bake, depending on the size of your peppers. Now, I've done these with red, green, and orange peppers. It just kind of depends on your preference of flavor of bell pepper that you like. My favorite, probably out of all of them, is the orange bell pepper. I like the sweetness of it, but I love green bell peppers as well. So now that we've got all the stuffing in there, let's top them with cheese. Now you're just going to put these in an oven, bake them at 350 for roughly about 15 minutes or until the cheese is golden brown. Now I shredded this cheese pretty finely today. I don't think I'd shred it this finely again. I think I'd probably do it a little bit differently, but that's okay. However you prefer it. Pop it in the oven and they turn out delicious. All right, they've been in the oven for about 7 minutes or so, and the top of the cheese is starting to melt good, and they're getting a little golden brown. So let's just take a peek at them, and so you can see what they're supposed to look like here. Delicious. So, really easy to put together. Super great meal, and I hope you guys enjoy them.